Hi, this video is on simple interest and using the formula interest equals principal times rate times amount of time to be able to calculate the interest earned on a loan. So in this first example, we have time is 6 years. So that is the t value in our equation, t equals 6. The interest rate is 2.1%. Now, when you take your interest rate and you convert it into what you're going to plug into the equation, you have to take your percentage and turn it into a decimal. We can only use a decimal value when we're doing computation, which means a percent has to be turned into a decimal. To do that, you're going to take 2.1 and divide it by 100. That's how you convert a percent into a decimal. And 2.1 divided by 100 moves that decimal point 2 times to the left, making it 0.021. So the rate we're going to use here, the rate is equal to 0.021. And then the principal represents the original amount of the loan. So I represents the simple interest. So that's the variables defined for our formula. So notice the question doesn't ask how much money you will have. It asks how much interest will be paid on the loan. So we just want to know the interest. We're not looking for how much money we're going to have after 6 years. Or how much money, I guess if this is a loan, how much money we're going to owe after 6 years. Sorry. So again, this is just asking me for the interest, not the total amount of the loan after 6 years. So I, which represents the amount of interest, is equal to principal 1,200 times the rate as a decimal, so 0.021 times the number of years, 6 years. So when we do our calculations, we would start with 1,200, we would multiply by 0.021, and then we would multiply by 6 for the number of years, and I get 151.20, so $151.20. That would be the amount of interest that's paid on the loan, which is what they asked for. Let's look at another example. Maggie is considering 2 investments, investment A and investment B. Which investment will be worth more at the end of the investment period? So we would use that same formula to calculate the amount of interest Maggie will earn on each investment. So the amount of interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. So my time is 5. My interest rate for 3%, divide by 3 by 100, and I get 0.03. Divide 2.8 by 100, and I get 0.028. And then my principal is the starting amount. So if we determine the interest for investment A and the interest for investment B. So the interest for investment A is 10,000 times 0.03 times 5, which is $1,500 interest. So if we do take her principal amount, after 5 years, she will have $11,500 after 5 years. Now, investment B has a 15-year investment period, but we only start with $8,000. Then we multiply by 0.028, which is a lower interest rate. Then we multiply by 15, and she does get more interest, but when we add that to the lower amount that she started with, she has less money in investment B than she would in investment A. So if she has the $10,000 to invest, she is better going with that higher interest rate in less time, because in that amount of time she's going to end up with more money than if she had it used investment B for a lower interest rate. So because investment B is less money and a lower interest rate, even though it has more time, she still ends up with less money. So we just, again, would want to use our formula and calculate to be able to compare here. And then one more example, Victor borrowed money at 5.25% simple annual interest at the end of the year. So simple annual interest means we're going to end up using our formula. We can always rely on this formula with these questions. At the end of the year, the interest on the loan. So here they're giving me the interest on the loan, 255.94 equals, what was the amount of the loan? So we do not know the principal, but we do know that the interest rate was 5.25%, which if we convert that to a decimal is 0.0525. So I know I'm multiplying by 0.0525. And at the end of the year, so all we have for time is 1 year. So this is like using your what you know about solving equations. I can go ahead and multiply here, and I get 0.0525 P equals 255.94. So if I'm using inverse operations to get P by itself, what is the inverse of multiplication? It is divide by the number that's with P, divide by the number that is with P. So it's important with division to be sure you're doing the correct order. So we are dividing by the interest rate. So 255.94 divided by 0.0525 is $4,875.05. So his principal, or the original amount on the loan, was $4,875.05. So again, when they give me the interest and ask for either the principal, the rate, or the time, we can just use substitution and then solve using our knowledge of equations. Thank you.